What if I told you this humble chicken cutlet, crispy on the outside, juicy in the middle, is actually a culinary passport? One that carries stories of migration, adaptation, and identity from all over the world. Let's start in Austria, where the veal schnitzel, breaded and fried meat, was already popular in the 19th century. That dish migrated across borders into Italy, where it became cotoletta alla milanese. But that story doesn't stop there. When Italian immigrants came to America, veal was expensive, so they swapped it for chicken, cheaper and increasingly available thanks to post-World War II industrial farming. Thus, the chicken cutlet as we know it took root in neighborhoods from Brooklyn, New York to Boston, Massachusetts. During Japan's Meiji era, the country opened its borders to Western influence. One result? Katsu-etsu, or katsu for short. While originally made with pork, tonkatsu, chicken katsu became a lighter alternative. Instead of stale Italian breadcrumbs, the Japanese used panko, flaky, airy crumbs that created a distinct crunch. Served with rice, shredded cabbage, and a sweet, savory sauce, it became a staple in Japanese comfort food. Getting back to the European chicken cutlet, each component has its own backstory. Starting with chicken, domesticated over 8,000 years ago in Southeast Asia, only became widespread globally with modern agriculture. Then breadcrumbs. They come from European frugality, while eggs have long been used as a binder in cooking. And frying oil, that's a universal technique, although it evolved from olive oil in the Mediterranean, which is what my family uses when cooking. However, neutral oils have taken over American kitchens. Moving beyond the history and techniques, this dish says something deeper. In my own Italian, German, American family, Sunday dinner wasn't complete without a tray of chicken cutlets. That smell, breadcrumbs, garlic, and hot oil, that meant home. For others, it might be a Japanese bento box packed with care or a sandwich from a corner deli wrapped in foil. The chicken cutlet isn't just food. It's tradition, innovation, and connection all rolled up into one deliciously crispy bite. It reminds us that recipes travel, change, and tell stories, just like people do. So next time you eat one, remember, you're not just biting into comfort, you're tasting a global story of migration, memory, and belonging.
Okay, this is my Lisa. She doesn't like the word grandmother, so she's my Lisa. And we're going to talk to you briefly about chicken cutlets in our family. So we'll get right into it now. So the first question is, can you tell me about the first time you remember eating or making chicken cutlets, and if there was an occasion or who was around, or it doesn't have to be a specific time either.
Yeah. I know that chicken cutlets was a meal that was in the family probably since I can remember. When I was little, probably about 5 years old. I grew up with two really good cooks, so.
And where were your parents from?
Oh, my mother was from Germany and my father was from Sicily. So when it came to chicken cutlets, my mother could make them, but my father probably made them just a little bit more delicious. Anyway, that said, yeah, it would be probably, since I was little, I can remember having chicken cutlet. And it wasn't a Sunday meal, it was like a meal that we'd have at 5 o'clock for dinner. Just during the week, Monday through Friday, that was the meal. And yeah, and everything was bought probably that day. So the chicken breasts were cut that day, and my mother or my father made the cutlets, and then the bread was probably grated because we, had a bakery right near us. And then the Parmesan cheese was probably grated too, right then and there. So everything that was put into the chicken cutlets was fresh. And they also used garlic, of course, and parsley. I would say those are the main ingredients. So yeah, I can remember that ever since I was little.
And would you say those ingredients or other ingredients are what made it unique, or was it the process, or how would you differentiate your family's chicken or our family's chicken cutlets from other chicken cutlets?
Yeah, I want to say if you took 3 of my cousins, like me and 2 other cousins, we would probably, all three of us, make the cutlets differently. My father didn't chop up garlic. He used the full clove. So when he sauteed the garlic in the olive oil, it wasn't chopped up. But I want to say my cousins probably chop up the garlic and just put it in with the cutlet, but I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, like I said, everything that my father did was fresh. So it was fresh breadcrumbs, fresh Parmesan cheese. And yeah, if he had parsley growing in his garden, then it was fresh parsley. And yeah, that was kind of like it. I want to say I'm Italian American, so I'm not, I don't know if I make it like my grandmother would make it, but it's pretty close. I want to say the only thing I may do differently is I drag it through flour before I put it in the egg wash. And then I put it in the breadcrumbs and the cheese. So I don't think they did that. I don't think they put it through flour. I do it because I think it comes out better, but I don't think they did it that way. So I want to say that's probably one difference.
You're watching your figure.
Okay.
And then the last question is, do you think chicken cutlets, or why do you think chicken cutlets became such a staple in the family?
I want to say the majority of the kids in this family are boys. And it's like basically a fast meal for them. Like if they're gonna go out to play hockey, or if they're gonna, go out. Period. I mean, it's an easy thing to eat with rice pilaf and spinach, or you can do mashed potatoes and a salad, or you can throw it on a piece of bread and take a sandwich. So I want to say it's a versatile meal, and they all like the way it tastes. So, and I like the way it tastes. So I want to say that's why I like chicken cutlets.
You're great.
They're great.
Thank you. She did excellent.